what we're doing here and what I'm doing on this podcast now is I really want to go into the depths of specific young, growing Anglo communities and speak with people who are a part of those communities and help you all understand what your options look like from the inside and learn about the different community, potential places that you might move to if you're making Aliyah or you're already here and you're trying to figure out where's that spot where you're actually going to plant some roots and get ready to roll. So that's what we're doing here. And I have a very special, honored guest with me today, Joe Klein. Big Joe, watch out for him camping in the corner. Dangerous from that zone right there. I should know. He actually won the championship in 12th grade. Put the team on his back.
Not my back, but
He put up 32 in the champ. Anyway, so also I think in many ways a very impressive because it's not easy to come to Israel. It comes with many challenges, and I believe he's done so with grace and managed to plant roots, find himself, and help the people around him. So first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself, like a little bit just about where you're from, upbringing, and then was Israel like always on the table? Was that something that you were growing up with? And why did you make the decision to stay here?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me. It's a schus to be here. I've watched.
Schus is all mine.
I've had the schus to watch a lot of your content for years, and the different journeys that you've been on, from the daily daf to the camps, the camp in Israel, the NC camp,
sure.
to the real estate now, and it's a schus to be here. I appreciate you asking me to be a shliach over here. My name is Joe Klein. I'm originally from Woodmere, New York. Mm-hmm. I went to Hafter Lower School, went to DRS High School. I went to Neve Shamir after high school. Mm-hmm. I was a regular student there for 2 years. And after the second year, I wanted to go back, but I needed to figure a way to pay for yeshiva. And my parents, and we were figuring out how to do it. And I went to the yeshiva and said I wanted to be the Shana Bet Madrich. And which I had a great schus of being in the Tivari in a great yeshiva, with great rebbeim, great gedolim, who I still have a great relationship with till today, who I ask many shaylas to. And I was there for 2 years, then at Shana Bet Madrich. Then I was...
2 years as a Shana Bet Madrich?
No, 2 years student, then a Shana Bet Madrich. Okay. Then I was zocha to lead the Shana Bet program with Rabbi Aryeh Varon, who is now in Fishers. Then I was it was also at the same time I started the kollel with Rav Ami Merzel, the great Rosh Kollel in Neve Shamir.
His program, like the virtual halacha thing?
It was before the virtual program. His virtual program is based on his original kollel that he had, which I was zocha to be a part of.
Okay.
For 3 years, which we learned a lot. I had a great chavrusa, and that's also the story of how I met my wife. My chavrusa, Chaim Tzvi Bienstock, a rebbe to me, a chavrusa to me, who his wife was working in Midrashet Moriah. And the story of me meeting my wife was, I was, I think, 4 years into Neve Shamir, or 4 years into Neve Shamir, and I was going through these crazy headaches. And I said, okay, when I go back to my family for Pesach in Woodmere, I'll figure it out. I'll go to a couple doctors. So I went, Pesach time, to New York. And I went to a doctor, an allergy doctor or something. And he said, when you come back in the summer, after yeshiva is over, you'll come get sinus surgery, whatever that means. I was like, okay. I go back after Pesach to yeshiva, a great Pesach in Woodmere. After Pesach, went back to yeshiva in Yerushalayim. And a few days later, I started getting these crazy headaches again. Like crazy, mom was crazy. I had to be in bed all day. And a few days later, I called my parents.
Did they do like a scan or something?
They did these tests. They put things up my nose, all these things.
Right.
I think I got an MRI on my head. And a few days later, I was like, I can't do this. Like, I need to do something. So I told my parents I need to do something now. So a few days later, I got on a flight back to New York. My holy chavrusa, Reb Chaim Tzvi, and his wife Shelby, great people, said to me, when you go back, we have a girl for you to date. And little did I know, that was my wife. That's my wife. That's my holy wife.
So you met her in America.
We met in America. And that summer, her family was making Aliyah. That's why they thought it was a good shidduch, because she was coming back to Eretz Yisrael. I never thought about, I want to stay here. What am I going to do? And
So that's what I was going to ask you.
Sure.
Sorry, just to
Sorry for
interrupt. No, I like it. I want to know, throughout this process, was there a point in any of those years of learning where you were like, oh, I want to do Israel? Or you were just like, another year of learning.
I think it was another year of learning and another year of doing over there, and it was never like I want to do Israel. It was like I was always, as my mother can say till today, that I always said that I want to be like the kollel guy living in a 1-bedroom apartment with all these kids.
Yeah,
and
okay.
so that's not me. That's not me. But it was like, no, maybe I'll go back to America. It was never like,
Okay.
I'm like coming and staying in Eretz Yisrael.
Got you. So you started dating that.
Started dating my wife in May 2017. We got married in January 2018 in Eretz Yisrael.
Wow. And then that was it, because your family moved here. So you were
Family
like,
moved here. We settled in Yerushalayim in Shar Chesed. We were in Shar Chesed for 6 years.
Nachon. Remember
Which
seeing
was
you there
incredible.
a lot.
Love Shar Chesed. The best.
So after you got married, that was like getting married, you kind of got married to your wife and to Israel at the same time.
Nachon.
That's when it became
Nachon.
like, okay,
She wasn't
we're doing
leaving.
this. Right.
Nachon.
Right. And you weren't leaving. So
There you go.
that's how that worked. Okay, fine. So then what'd you do in Shari Chesed?
So we lived in Shar Chesed for 6 years, which was...
Wait, did you get that surgery?
I did not. Great question. You're paying attention. I did not get that surgery. I don't know what happened, but
It just went away?
it kind of went away. I mean, I get headaches from here to there, but
All you needed was a little Azer connector action?
there you go. Baruch Hashem.
Okay.
We lived in Shar Chesed for 6 years, which was incredible. I loved Shar Chesed. Really loved it, and I still love it. Love going back there. Love the people. Love the dynamic of the different type of Yidden in one neighborhood, which actually we could talk about Ramat Beit Shemesh, Neve Shamir.
We'll get there, that's for sure. We're getting there.
But the different dynamics, different shuls, KBM, the Shapiros, it was fun. It was good times. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Being in Yerushalayim, being by the Shuk, near the Shuk.
In your head,
able to walk
throughout
to the
those
Kotel.
years, did you think that that's where you were going to stay?
Yes.
Until
Yes.
when?
Until what I realized what being a parent and giving your kids first and having space and at schools and community life and chule v'chule.
How old were your kids when that like really hit you? Like, oh wait.
It was funny. We were one Shabbos in Shar Chesed, and my wife and I with the kids, we walked to Mincha. I was going to Mincha, and the kids were playing in the Chatzer of the Gra. I don't know if you're familiar with the Gra Shul.
Yeah, I am. Is it in the back side or on the side?
On the side.
Okay, yeah.
The Chatzer on the side. And we were debating Ramat Beit Shemesh, figuring out that time.
It was already in the air.
And my kids were playing with like these sticks in the Chatzer, in the Gra. I mean, that's kids.
Yeah.
And this guy comes up to me. I forgot who it was. I think it was Berger. Forgot who it was. And he came up to me. He's like, Joe, after seeing your kids playing in the Chatzer, the Gra, it's time to go. It's time to move. So that was a moment I'll never forget. And it was very, very hard for me. I still have a lot of relationships in Shar Chesed. I knew everybody. I had this list, of knowing the Rabbanim of the city, and just I was like, I had my minion, I had this, and walking there, the town, the Kaisel, Central, the best location in the world. And it was very, very hard for me, but and my wife was very passionate about moving, and she knows best. And Baruch Hashem, we're very happy. We wanted our kids to have a lot of friends. We wanted to be able to give them play dates. We wanted to have space and parks and schools and not to say there's not schools in Yerushalayim.
There's schools, there's parks, but
Right.
there's no. It's not like just wholesome where you can let the kid just go. There's streets, there's tiny things, there's no space, there's no parking. You have to whatever. It's just not.
100%.
You know what I mean? And it's also like a city. You get a lot of people there for a lot of different reasons, which has its good, and it also
100%.
doesn't lead to a community. What I find almost ironic in Yerushalayim, it's about, I think, city life in general, is that you have a lot of people, but no community many times.
Nachon.
I think many times a big component of that is that if I can go to shul next door or I can go to shul down the block, there's nothing that's actually tying me to the people around me in any need. And as soon as I'm 10 minutes late, it's more convenient, whatever, I'm out the door. Everyone's more or less in it for themselves.
100%. That's actually, I didn't touch on that, but that's the point. Meaning we loved Shari Chesed, but we felt like lone soldiers out there.
Right.
And
even with all the relationships and knowing everybody.
Even with all the relationships, and yes, 100%.
Yeah, I'm going through that now also. We just moved in, you know what I mean? I'm still addressing it. Granted, we were in Beit Vagana and there really wasn't even, I don't even have amazing relationships there. I knew the whole community, Bechlal. Mainly because I'm not French or Israeli. There's some Anglos there actually, but yeah, no, it just wasn't the vibe. Okay, fine. So then why here?
It's a great question. I have no idea how we really decided. I mean, we were looking for.
Did you go around for how did you do your research?
I really let my wife do that.
How did she do her research?
She took the lead. She took the lead. There was just between Gimel and here, and
so it was always going to be Ramat Beit Shemesh.
It was going to be Ramat Beit Shemesh. Yeah. It was going to be Gimel or here, and we came for Shabbos. We knew people here, similar, goals and what we wanted to accomplish, and the opportunity to literally do Yishuv Eretz Yisrael and to build up. You go to the community. I mean, there's not a makolet. There's no shuls in the neighborhood. Meaning, there's no structures of shuls.
Yeah. You guys were in a.
We're in a school. We're in a school in a classroom.
You're building something though, right?
We're building something now.
We'll get to that.
Yes. Yeah, it's exciting. It was exciting. Yeah, and we knew people here. It's hard, very hard move for me the first few weeks, and then Chazei Hashem, you put in, you get back.
Yeah. So this shul initially, you knew when you were coming that it was going to be this shul in this specific community, or just the area you liked, kind of what was going on in general?
So, again, I didn't know much. We came, yes, we knew it was going to be this shul, and they started the shul when the shchuna and the community started, and I came in, and my personality is an all-in personality, and I joined the shul, became a member, and I saw that there needed, it needed some energy, and I had a picture of what I wanted, of what I want to accomplish in terms of a shul, and for myself, and for my kids, and for my friends, and for my wife, and everything like that, and to bring people here, and I decided, another full-time job of mine is developing the shul, and 2 years ago I jumped in, and thank God there's been a lot of growth. Tiferes Yisrael.
Tiferes Yisrael.
KTY.
KTY, of course, right? We spoke about KTY. I was gonna say, if you have any type of Anglo shul, you just have to have a 3-letter acronym. There's no way around it. It has to be that way. Okay, so Kehila Tiferes Yisrael. There we go.
There you go.
And that was 2 years ago. How many people were there at the time?
I don't know numbers. I think it was great people. It's still great people.
No, but I'm curious about what it was. Yeah.
I don't know numbers. I can't give you numbers.
Do you have any doubled or
probably
a bunch of
20, 25 more families probably.
Okay, that's a lot. Do you have any idea where you're holding at now?
About 50 to 60 families probably.
Wow.
Something like that.
So probably around double.
Less. I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Maybe I'm being too generous.
And what would you say is the, I guess, identity of the shul?
The identity of the shul, I believe, is chevra that are B'nai Torah looking to grow, that send to Haredi institutions in Ramat Beit Shemesh, and that have that are Anglo, that are American, British, wherever outside of Eretz Yisrael coming in, and that are looking to grow.
So let me just ask you a little bit about that.
Mostly that are working families.
Okay.
In Klei Kodesh.
Okay. Interesting. I want you to just speak a little bit about, because I think that often the word Haredi is really hard to really grasp in a realistic way unless you're on the ground here and you see, because it really is a broader spectrum than I think people think about. And most of the times the way people hear about Haredi is, the people who make the most noise. And that's not, I don't think, truly representative. So when you say, for instance, even when you say that people are sending to Haredi institutions in Ramat Beit Shemesh, that's very different than Haredi institutions in Yerushalayim. So what do you feel like they have here? Or what about the school is Haredi? I don't know. Can you just speak to some of their their beliefs or the way that they operate?
First of all, my kids are young, so I am no one to talk about chinuch or education or anything yet. I hope to be able to do that one day.
Amen. We'll get back on here in a few years. Yeah.
As Hashem, my kids will be successful in the system.
Yeah. The principal.
For so far, I mean, my oldest kid is 6 years, is about to be 6 years old, and he is in a place called in a cheder called Beis Elio, which is mostly Anglo families that are sending to this cheder. From our experience, it's been absolutely incredible, and the love and the warmth and the tmimistic and the hashpa and the hashka of the cheder into the kids is beyond belief, and the purity of the rebbeim, of what they're giving over to our children, is beyond incredible. For example, this came out to my mind at Erev Shavuos. We did a mock. The cheder did a mock hachnas Sefer Torah.
That's cute.
And it wasn't like the parents were invited, but I decided I need to go see this. I need to go see this and dance with my kinder. And I went, and I was bawling. I was like literally dancing in the streets of Ramat Beit Shemesh in Eretz Yisrael with my kids, celebrating the Torah, and there's nothing like, who would have. I said to a friend of mine who went with me, who is mostly, he's from America but was here for a long time. I said, I couldn't even. You told me this at 18. I could not even dream of what my kids are getting and what we're putting in. And yes, I'm sure we're going to have to bring in stuff at home and supplement the education, but it's incredible. I'm so far. It's incredible.
No, it sounds like it.
I'm not sure I'm answering your question. You're saying what's Haredi here? Yes, they're not learning. They're not learning English in school, and they're not. I don't know. My son's going into Kita Aleph, but it's mostly Kodesh. I mean, everything's Kodesh, but it's pushing in the love. It's not coming from a force, what the outside world is pushing. It's purity. It's kedusha. You
think most of the people are in the area are sending there?
No, there's a few families.
In your kehila, I mean.
No, there's a few families. More than that, they're sending to different. There's so many.
There's a lot of options
here. Yeah.
Okay, great. So there's a lot of options school-wise. That's good to know, I think, for also education. But I want to talk a little more about the kehila and the shul, and
sure.
A little bit about the growth. You guys recently brought on a rabbi.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about the decision, kind of what that was like, what you guys were looking for, the process, and
sure.
what you settled on.
I think we were looking for, when we were pushing for a rav, we were looking for someone who can understand where we've come from and where we would like to go, and also been in the same experience that we envision ourselves experiencing. And we brought in Rabbi David Lovi of Yerushalayim, who was a Rebbe in Yeshivat Mir Baseret for a long time. Now he's a Rebbe in Torah Chaim TC. And
he got signed for like 4 year, $120 million. So they pulled him over in free agency.
125.
Yeah, 125. You got to play your option.
And Baruch Hashem, he's a role model. He's, incredible. Thank God.
What are the types of, I guess, let's say learning or programs, activities, like gibush between, the whole kehillah? How does everyone come
It's a great
together?
question. I mean, there's
what kind
things.
of brings it together?
There's things for the entire family. Baruch Hashem. We have, for example, today, the woman of the neighborhood, which my wife has a schus to have a big part in. She had this idea. It's a summer, families go away, this, that. It's our first summer, actually, in Eretz Yisrael.
Not going away.
Not going to America.
Wow.
Baruch Hashem, our family has grown. It's,
it's a little more complicated.
It's more complicated, thank God. And it's a schus to be here. It's our first summer. It was like Shavas B'Tammuz, and I don't remember the last time I was here for Shavas B'Tammuz.
Right. Tisha B'Av is, by the way, that'll hit different. No, it really does. I've been here many times for the summer. It's not the same there. Because that's like...
Hashem will dance together.
About here. Amen.
But so this afternoon they planned because people go away and lonely and everything, so they planned the whole thing in the park with dinner for the kids and all the from the kehillah. Wow. So they're going to the park and like pizza and cookies and things like that to play and have fun. And I think that they have different education things that they want to get all the kids to do. That's, for example, that this past Thursday night, right before Shabbat B'Tammuz, we had like a little shishi with the Rav, where we had 25, 30 guys come, and we had someone sponsored poppers, and we sang, and the Rav said different Torah and different chizik, going on leading into the 3 weeks. Shavuos, right at the end of Shavuos, so the one day Yontiv, we had Ne'ilas Achag, which was incredible. We had all the different types of people from the different kehillas that came and were singing with us and to our kehillah. And that's one thing I didn't touch upon about this neighborhood. This neighborhood is literally Mashiach times. Why is it Mashiach times? Because I believe there's not a neighborhood in the entire world that you can say is similar to Ramat Beit Shemesh.
Okay,
why?
I'm listening.
Because
everyone's listening.
Listen to this. Literally every type of Jew, from the right to the left, is in this neighborhood. From the Kitzayni, that's screaming extremist, that's not so extreme. I mean, you could look at him, that's screaming Shabbos, who you can have a normal discussion with. Everyone's writing terrible things. And I was speaking to one of them the other day, and they're like, you should know, every time there's a chayal that's killed, and we should know from any more chayalim that's killed, Rahman al-Tzlan, he said they cry. They literally cry. So we have from the Kitzoni to complete, Chiloni, leftist, and everything in between, from Chabad to this type of Sephardi, to that Teimani, to this Ashkenaz, why you Ashkenaz, more Yeshivish Ashkenaz, to this Sephardi, to Dati Lumi Ashkenaz, it's Israeli. You have
and you
literally,
feel like there's something that really brings everybody together.
Everyone davens together. Everyone says hi to the street. Again, you have instances, but nothing's perfect, and Israel's not perfect. But it's the place to be.
That's pretty amazing. And so there's a lot of different options. What would you say is, are there a few Anglo shuls in this area?
Yes. There's us, and then there's Neve Shamir, which is the more Dati Lumi YU shul, great kehillah, led by a great Rav, who's incredible. And there is Minyan Shalanu, which is more Israeli, but definitely a lot of English speakers. Great people, there's modern Haredi, there's everything.
So tell me, your shul in particular, where are the guys coming from? Where are most people moving from to your shul? What's their background like? Is there anything that...
Mostly Anglo, that are coming from America.
No, which institutions are,
You have guys that are YU, you have guys that are Ner Yisrael, you have guys that were in Kola in America, you have guys that stayed here, you have, you have everything in between,
So something that we were talking about a little bit the other day, when we were talking about coming on the podcast, is that I've now spoken to a lot of people in Ramat Eshkol, like that whole area and that whole also kind of path so far. Do you feel like this place could be a good feeder for people who have, let's say, maxed out their years in Ramat Eshkol and are now dealing with their kids 4, 5, 6. It's it's time to get space. It's time to really invest in the community, and not even to get out of learning necessarily, but just to do it in a place that's a little more sustainable. Do you feel? First of all, are there people who have come from there?
Ramat Eshkol, not that I could think on top of my head, but 1,000%, 1,000%. You're looking for a healthy neighborhood, great people, great neshay, great rav. It's. I mean, we're please God. I know you wanted to touch on. We're building a shul right now. That's going to be not we're. That's a whole story within itself. It's really the Mishrad Shikun with the Iriyah. Please God, that is building us a shul, which we're a lot of siyata d'shmaya that happened, and hard work that went into that. But it's going to be the center of the neighborhood. Literally the center of the neighborhood. Ready? They say by January.
This January.
Please God. They say.
Big structure?
Big structure. Please God. And we're going to, hopefully be mashkia into the, invest into the structure itself to make it, a Beis Hashem, to make it mefuar, to make it beautiful. And it's endless. It's endless what we can do and what we can accomplish, and we want to have the best for our kids, the best place for our kids to grow up and run to our shul and to feel warmth, and we feel the love of Yiddishkeit and the excitement and beautiful singing and different shalshudises, and to bring the love of Yiddishkeit and the warmth of Yiddishkeit and the fun, and to have good times, and to bring and to grow together.
Where do you think people are looking when they're looking for communities? They come here. Where else are they considering when they end up? What else gets mixed into the parsha?
Usually, when they're coming here, they're also going to Ramat Gimel, which is Ramat Beit Shemesh Gimel.
There's also a real
Gimel.
You spend Shabbos there?
Have I spent Shabbos? No, I have not spent Shabbos there. I have good friends there. It's different. It's very black there. Again, good people, incredible.
Black.
Meaning it's
more.
It's not what you have here. The dynamic of the different sects of Yiddishkeit, and what we're building here is the sky's the limit of what we can do and what we can accomplish, and make people feel at home over here in Eretz Yisrael, which is home. Yeah. The sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
I feel like there's a lot of Dati Leumi places. There's a lot of modern places. There's even, as far as I know, when anybody is more to the right, Beit Shemesh, Ramat Beit Shemesh becomes just the only option. But I don't hear too often about the specific place. You just go to Ramat Beit Shemesh. Like that'll be it. I think there's a tremendous need for what you're talking about. I feel like there's a lot of people now who feel and I've heard actually many people say also that they're concerned about the education, and they're concerned about their kids. They hear a lot of people will go off the derech, whatever, and
I think there's concerns there too.
Yeah, I'm not so convinced. I don't want to get into my own past, growing up in America, but it wasn't smooth sailing all the time. No, everybody's, there's definitely ups and downs. And I think that
the Rebbeinu Shalom's in charge.
L'maisa, the Rebbeinu Shalom's in charge, but you definitely have the ability. I feel like often we really only make one choice in life, and that's the place that we put ourselves. And then everything else is just the way in which we interact with the environment that we've put ourselves.
Nachon.
The one thing is the place. Is this a place that I want to be mashpia on, and also have it influence me? It's a symbiotic.
Which is hard work.
Of course.
Which we're building over here, the community. It's hard. It's a full-time job. It's a full-time job what we're doing over here, and to try to be mashkia into something. Sometimes there's failures. There's frustrating. There's ups. There's downs. But when you go to a Thursday night thing that you put a lot of work into, and you see 30 guys around the table having a good time and singing and kirvas with the Rav and kirva with Hashem, it's incredible. It's incredible to see, and
you're trying to grow it.
Yeah.
Trying to get like-minded people interested in, Torah focused. Israel driven, nice amount of diversity, and really just pure connection to Torah.
Nachon.
That's it. Not so complicated.
Nachon.
You think it should be an easy sell, no?
Easy.
Easy.
Community also. That's what I'm talking about.
Do you
It's
guys
not,
have a welcome committee
of course.
and a
part of the
host for
shade.
Shabbos
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
situation? Like,
Yeah.
there's room for families to come and check it out. Are people often
1000%.
coming for
Yeah, of course.
checking it out for Shabbos?
Of course.
They're coming from where generally? Like Yerushalayim
A lot
or
of people
America?
coming from Yerushalayim. There's been America. Yes,
Pilot trips?
that's right.
For the most part, people in the shul, they're wearing black and white?
Yes.
All?
Kemat all.
Yes.
Yes.
Beseder Gemara.
But it's something different. There's a guy in our community in our shul who grew up in Israel, grew up in Har Nof, I believe, and he recently came and he is in love, literally fully in love and fully invested in everything we're doing, and he's like, wow, like he's trying to bring his friends and like there's something different. It's unique. There's nothing like this out there. I have friends who come from Gimel to our events. They came Thursday night to the thing we did before Shavuos B'Tamuz, and there's something unique. There's nothing out there like this. Because again, people are busy. Making a parnasa here is not easy, and they have kids, and life is hard. Life is hard, and life is hard everywhere. But it's not like, you're going from this to that, and so it's hard. That's why just no one does it, building a community. But Baruch Hashem, we're doing it over here, and there's a lot to do, and the sky's the limit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, God willing, I hope to get Rabbi Lovi on the podcast.
Baruch Hashem.
We'll create a big, what's it called? Crowdsource. We'll go send a petition. But that way, I want to be able to get you all as much information. If there's if you want more people, I want to get more people on so everybody can learn about the options they have here and what's available and what you guys are building. I would also, by the way, love to come to one of these events. If you could send me, and I'll take videos and I'll show people what's cooking. Fine, so we'll put that on maybe for a clip or whatever. Incredible. I could cut it together. Beseder Gemor. I think you're doing God's work. It's funny. It's not like people often think that like an Aliyah story, for it to be worthwhile, it has to be like crazy, and you had this shot of like a miracle where God just hit you with lightning. It was so clear, and you knew, and I thought it wasn't going to, and then I saw the Rebbe. I feel like Pashit, you DRS, you stayed in yeshiva, you didn't even think about it, you just ended up here, and that's, I think, more in the direction that Israel is headed, which is that just people are just coming. You don't need to be wildly like crazy passionate. Like, oh, I just love it. It's just good here.
You gotta come.
You can have a real apartment. You can find a wife. You can get a job. Probably it's going to be harder to hit the billion mark here. That's my assumption. It's a small country, but
you gotta come.
You can make a realistic living, and your kids can have a wholesome experience growing up.
Gotta do it young. Gotta come. Place
you
to
really
be.
Gotta come. It's crazy. No, you have a lot of friends in America who already have kids, and it's like
yeah,
it's crazy.
I had a friend recently call me from Baltimore, who's been in Israel for a long time, and I was just like, we were talking. He had to ask me about something, but we were catching up right after the Iran war. We lived it. It was wild, but after mamish wild, nuts, crush it nuts, and going back to real life right after. And I remember Rav Baruch Rosenblum from Bnei Brak. There was a video going around, and he said, "Sing with your kids when you're going into the mamad." He said, "Sing Od Yoter Tov." So that's what we did. Od Yoter Tov Hashem, and we lived. Mama's lived the nisim and the flies. It's fucking wild, but at the same time, it was really hard. Running from the park with a bunch of kids in the middle of a siren, that's scary. Yeah. That's dramatic. Ooh.
You guys got some booms?
Oh yeah, of course. Dramatic though.
Yeah.
But it's the place to be. We lived mamish through.
Somehow it gives you so much more experience. You know what I mean? Like you felt like you're almost not happy. Obviously, you don't want that. But now that you've been through it and you're on the other end, it's like it's more. It gives you more. You know what I mean? It feels
Agreed.
like it's almost a mechaya in some way. Like you feel like
Agreed.
you have a lot more.
Agreed.
I don't know. I don't even feel like
Pushing nuts.
it's crazy. I really feel like we're not living in history. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, Israel is something that was established a long time ago. Like we're still doing it. Like it's happening right now. We're doing things and we're a part of things. Your kids are gonna say like, "Oh, where were you? During the Iran? Like this is a a historic moment, and you were a part of it." And you're gonna say, "Oh, I remember doing this. I remember picking you up when you were one and
Agreed.
running to that."
Last night I was invited by the mayor to a Degel HaTorah initiative, to
Nice.
push Degel HaTorah in Beit Shemesh, and to hear from the the Gabayim and the leaders of the neighborhoods like what's going on and what we could do better. And I was like, I took a picture for my wife. I'm like, I made it in life.
Yeah,
I got to the top.
made it to Dago.
And then the guy who I'm close with, who works for the mayor, comes up to me and said, Joe, I want you to say a few words. I was like, what? And he's like, no, talk about your needs, about your kahila and what you're doing. And I was like, okay, now I made it.
Yeah. Wait a minute. So what'd you say?
So he said it. So I said it's because funds are not so easy for a young Israeli. I mean, we're Israeli at the end of the day. We live here. People are working Israeli jobs. It's not so people are not making the big bucks. And to do initiatives, for example, to do a Thursday night thing with poppers or to do a kids event, it's expensive. So he said, speak about your needs. So I spoke about our needs, that we're an Anglo community, that don't have families in the neighborhood, in the communities and nearby. And we need taktivim, we need budgets to help the area. The city needs to help us more with more events. And they're speaking about it. And please God, there's going to be more taktivim, more budgets allocated for communities like ours. People are making aliyah, Anglo, that need more gibush. What's the word in English?
Yeah, right? That's also, by the way, a word that I always end up saying in Hebrew because I don't
You're
know
the one who said gibush.
like coming together, like Yom Gibush. You know what I'm talking about? You gather together, you do something together. I don't know.
There you go.
Camaraderie.
So please God, there's going to be
whatever.
more, and it's a schus to. He's a great mayor. He's great. We have a great relationship.
That's recent.
He's a year and a half now.
Okay, because apparently the one before had a totally different vision for the community, and there was a lot of friction in different directions. This was voted in. You guys voted him in.
The community, the Ramat Beit Shemesh.
Right,
I mean, Beit Shemesh.
No, Beit Shemesh. Hey.
No, he's the whole Beit Shemesh.
All of Beit Shemesh, Ramat Beit Shemesh, all of it.
He's Shmuel Greenberg? Yeah.
Oh, fine. What about specifically Hey? Does that have
no
specific person?
No.
Oh, okay,
no.
interesting. I don't know. Okay, fine.
No.
The Seder Gomor. Okay. So, Joe Klein, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. If anybody has questions and they want to get in touch with you, I can send them.
B'simcha.
I would love to because I think that options like this are just very realistic and they can give people a path forward. A lot of times people are like, oh, I want to make aliyah. But you don't make aliyah to Israel. You don't move to Israel. You move to a street in a community, in a city, in a place with, you know what I mean? And you have like...
Every street is a community.
Yeah.
Literally.
And you're moving somewhere specific. I think I was like, oh,
and the goal of making aliyah is to continue making aliyah.
Exactly.
I think I heard from Shlomo Katz from Efrat.
Sure.
Yeah. It's to continue making aliyah.
Yeah. To have an aliyah also in your mindset. To have an aliyah
we're living with the Rana Shalom here. It's mamish.
It's mamish crazy.
It's unbelievable.
It's really, yeah. No, thank God. Thank God he's given us
You go into a taxi driver, you go into a makola. It's nonstop. No.
It really is, by the way. It's really hard to describe. I'm at the point now where I know that there's reasons that people can't be in Israel now. Like, I get it. But when people don't even have the desire, it's very hard for me to like, what do you think New York is like written in the Torah? Like, that's what God, what do you mean you don't even want? Like, as in even a dream, let's say you're too, you know what I mean? You have too much going on you're Seder, okay, fine. But to not even have like the goal or the ideal of being able to get there and making it work, you know what I mean? I don't, it's very hard for me to relate to it. I just feel like it's not where the future.
That's what you're doing. You're sharing the love. Sharing the love. Gotta share the love.
One community at a
time. The Aretz Tova Moed Moed.
One person. You're doing God's work out here.
The land is very good.
I'm very impressed, and communities are doubling and tripling in size just like this because you're filling a
Great.
need, a people need. I know there's a lot of people who are looking for exactly what you guys are putting out, and I hope that this reaches them.
The land is very, very good.
Yeah, very, very,
Very
good.
good.
Careful, you might get stoned if you say that.
No, Chavila. As Rabina says, the Charedim are the biggest Zionists.
No, but in the Torah, when Yeshua says that, he's
got
about to, so they're almost about to say, Tov me'od me'od. Beseder Gemara. Okay, thank you, Joe. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. Everyone should be benched.
Amen. KTY.
Rocking and rolling.
Putting it on the map.